Adam was almost asleep when his brain decided to ruin everything. A memory from 6 years ago appeared out of nowhere. He had said something awkward in front of a group of people. Everyone had probably forgotten about it. But Adam remembered everything. The room, the silence afterward, the way he wished he could disappear. His eyes opened. Why did I say that? He rolled onto the other side of the bed. Then another memory appeared. A strange joke he made years ago. A message he wished he had worded differently. A moment when he walked away, wondering if everyone thought he was weird. Adam pulled the blanket over his head. All day his brain had been busy with work, messages, noise, and responsibilities. But the moment everything became quiet, his personal collection of embarrassing memories opened for business. And there was something even stranger. Adam had plenty of good memories from those same years. Times people laughed with him. Times conversations went well. Times nobody judged him at all. But those memories were not keeping him awake. The embarrassing ones were. Why? Why can your brain forget what you ate yesterday, but remember one awkward sentence from years ago? The answer has a lot to do with how your brain treats social mistakes. Humans are extremely sensitive to social acceptance. For most of human history, being accepted by the group mattered. So moments that suggest rejection, embarrassment, or social failure can feel unusually important to the brain. Not because the event was actually catastrophic, but because your brain may treat it like information worth remembering. Almost like, remember this, we do not want that to happen again. That is why embarrassment can create such a strong memory. The emotional reaction acts like a highlighter. The event gets marked as important. And once something is marked as important, your mind is more likely to return to it. But that still does not explain why Adam remembers these things at night. During the day, his attention has somewhere to go. A notification arrives. Someone talks to him. He starts an assignment. He watches something. He walks somewhere. His mind is constantly receiving new information. At night, much of that disappears. The room becomes quiet. The phone goes down. The lights turn off. There is less happening outside Adam, so his attention has more space to turn inward. And suddenly, memories that were hidden behind the noise of the day become much easier to notice. But here is where Adam made the problem worse. Every time an embarrassing memory appeared, he tried to solve it. What should I have said? Did they think I was stupid? Why did I act like that? What if they still remember? His brain had brought him an old memory. Adam turned it into a new investigation. And that investigation made the memory feel important again. So the next night, his brain brought it back. This created a loop. The memory appeared. Adam felt embarrassed. He analyzed it. The emotional reaction became stronger, and his brain learned, this memory still matters. But then Adam noticed something important. He was trying to fix situations that no longer existed. The conversation was over. The people had gone home years ago. Some of them probably did not even remember the moment. Yet Adam was lying in bed trying to rewrite history. And you cannot win an argument with the past. So Adam tried something different. The next time an embarrassing memory appeared, he did not immediately push it away. And he did not start analyzing every detail. Instead, he asked, is there anything useful left for me to learn from this? Sometimes the answer was yes. Maybe he had interrupted someone. Maybe he had spoken without thinking. Maybe there was a small lesson he could actually use. So Adam took the lesson. Then he separated it from the punishment. I can communicate better next time. That was useful. Everyone probably thinks I'm an idiot because of something I said 6 years ago. That was not. Adam began treating the memory like an old warning signal. The signal had already delivered its message. It did not need to keep sounding forever. But this part was difficult. Because when the memory returned again, Adam's first instinct was still, make it disappear. The more urgently he tried not to think about it, the more attention he gave it. So instead of fighting the memory, Adam started responding differently. There it is again. No argument, no investigation, no attempt to prove that the memory was meaningless. He noticed it. He reminded himself that the event was over. Then he brought his attention back to the present. The feeling of the pillow, the sound of the room, his breathing. Anything happening now, instead of something that happened years ago. At first, the memory still returned, but Adam stopped giving it a full meaning every time it arrived. And slowly, something changed. The memory was still embarrassing, but it stopped feeling urgent. That difference mattered, because your brain can remember something without requiring you to solve it. A memory can be uncomfortable without being a current problem. Adam also started noticing how unfair his memory was. One awkward sentence could survive for years, but hundreds of completely normal conversations disappeared. A person could react strangely once, and Adam would remember it forever. Meanwhile, dozens of people who reacted normally became invisible in his memory. That made him realize something. His embarrassing memories were not a complete record of his social life. They were highlights selected by emotion. And a highlight is not the whole story. One night, the same old memory appeared again. Adam was lying in exactly the same position. The room was quiet. His brain played the awkward moment. For a second, he felt the familiar wave of embarrassment. But this time, Adam did not ask, "Why did I do that?" He asked, "Is there anything new here?" There wasn't. The lesson had already been learned. The event was already over. So Adam let the memory exist without turning it into another hour of analysis. And eventually, his attention moved somewhere else. The embarrassing memory did not disappear because Adam finally found the perfect explanation. It became quieter because he stopped treating it like an emergency. So the next time your brain shows you something embarrassing while you were trying to sleep, remember, the fact that your mind replayed it does not mean it is important right now. It may simply be an old social warning that your brain learned to remember. Take the lesson if there is one, then let the rest stay in the past. Because the version of you lying awake tonight is not the same person who made that mistake years ago. Adam closed his eyes again. The memory was still there somewhere. But for once, he did not follow it. And a few minutes later, he was asleep. If your brain does the same thing with conversations, replaying what you said, what they meant, and what you should have answered, watch why you can't stop replaying conversations in your head next. Subscribe to Behind the Mind for more hidden reasons behind human behavior.